Hello again. So we were just talking about the Big Five personality test, right? Hopefully you've taken that test and you've learned about your personality and maybe come up with plans to improve one or two facets in it. Another popular personality test is the Myers-Briggs framework, right? In this test, we measure extroversion versus introversion, similar to the Big Five personality test. How do you think about things? Do you sense things, or do you feel it through with intuition, right? Somewhat related to that is thinking versus feeling. So again, do you logic base your thinking, or do you base your thinking on emotions, your decision making actually? And then judging or perceiving, right? Similar to that. So you end up with these 16 categories. It's a 4x4 matrix, and you find how you fit in these gender relationships. I do remember the first time I took this test in a management training class. All the managers in the class wanted, this is before the internet, wanted another copy of the test, and the guy said why, and all the managers had the same answer, because I want to give it to my spouse, right? Everybody wanted to see how their spouse measured up and then how they fit with it, right? Which brings up a good point, right? When we talk about relationships to people, goals, personalities, and so forth, all of these things apply out of work as much as they apply into work. Right? Other than the Myers-Briggs framework, right, we have other personality tests that happen. Locus of control, right? A locus of control, your book talks about the internal versus external locus of control, right? People that have an external locus of control feel like things are beyond their control. It's external. Things happen to them. These are the people who say the man is out to get me. The government won't help me. My computer hates me. My car hates me. Right? Everything that happens is not my fault. Just the world acts upon me, and I don't have much choice in how I react to that. People with an internal locus of control realize the world does act on you, right? Your car breaks down or won't start, but I can control how I react to that. So the internal locus of control says, all right, my car didn't start this morning, but had I checked the battery, had I had my car checked sooner, I would have found out that the battery was getting weak. It's 4 years or 5 years old. Maybe I should have had it replaced, right? So I can not always control the world around me, but I can influence it, and I certainly can control how I react to this. Right? I've been in a work situation where some people were getting laid off. They were being let go because business was down, right? And you could very much see some people sitting there fretting about, oh my gosh, I'm being laid off. They're out to get me. I'm a victim here. And other people were saying, it looks like I might get laid off. I better dust off my resume. Good thing I took that computer training. I've been always updating my resume and my training so I can prepare for this day in case I ever wanted a new job, right? And they were the first ones to go find jobs, and not just any jobs, but jobs they wanted, right? So internal locus of control is I can control my own fate, and if I can't control what happens to me, because things happen to everybody, I can at least control how I react to it, right? Versus the external locus of control, where I'm just a victim, right? I'm an unwilling participant in the things that happen around me. Authoritarianism is another measure of personality, right? I like to, it's appropriate for me just to give orders. I don't have to listen to people. That leadership style certainly is seen less and less these days, although to be sure, it is still out there. There's many organizations that still believe in that. Machiavellism, I gain power from control of others. It's certainly, numerous studies have shown you get more work out of people if they're willing participants, if there's things in it for them other than the avoidance of penalties. Some people have a much higher tolerance for risk. Some people have a much higher tolerance for ambiguity. We talked about that with Geer Hofstede's National Cultures Study. Self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is your confidence in your ability to be successful, right? That's something we find high in leaders, self-efficacy and self-esteem. So self-esteem is, yes, I made a mistake. It was an honest mistake. Other people would have made the same mistake. I'll learn from it and go on, right? So you have the self-esteem to know you'll recover from this. Self-efficacy is, I can do this. Do I know the answer now? No, but I can figure this out, right? And we certainly see this in a college settings where students get, for example, an exam question, and they read the exam question and go, I don't know the answer right off the top of my head. Let me think about this. The question is from this class. I've done the readings, right? I've attended class. I've done the work. I should know the answer, and they sort of rack their brain until they come up with what they think might be the answer, and they start applying it, and next thing you know, they start filling in the gaps, and they actually come up with the answer to the exam question, right? Other people who with very low self-efficacy might think, oh, I read it, I don't know the answer, I'll just miss it and go on to the next one, right? So having the confidence you can figure it out, right? And that's a trait in lifetime learners. I don't know this thing, I will learn it, I will figure it out.